Hello, I'm Pastor Dave, and this is your Monday morning sermon recap for Monday, March 22nd, 2021. Here we go. This week, we continued our look at the 7 churches in Asia Minor as found in Revelation chapter 2 and 3. And this week, we had the church in Sardis. Now, the church in Sardis is kind of a different case from the churches in chapter 2, because those churches had conflict. There was opposition to those churches. For Sardis, this is a sign that something is wrong. Because as odd as this sounds, spiritual conflict is a sign of the work of God. I mean, yes, it sounds odd. We think coming to faith, it's peaceful. Everything should be well with the world. But when we're faithful, when we're doing good work for God, oftentimes we will face opposition. Whether you want to say it's the devil, Satan, demons, some other force opposed to the will of God. When they're at work, it's a sign that you're being faithful to God. But here in Sardis, they're not. They were not alive for Christ. They were spiritually dead, as the text tells us. But this is actually something very common for that city. Because Sardis was a city and culture to enjoy what they had, but not struggle to create anything more. A lot of this goes back to their history, which is long and complicated and great for a Bible study or watch the sermon. But in this church, we see that there is a lack of challenges. Not from on the spiritual side, not from other groups, not even within the church. The absence of the opposition indicates that the church was spiritually dead. They were so dead that others, while either spiritual or human, didn't see them as a threat, so gave them no attention. That's dead. And all of this, we need to remember what happens when one is spiritually dead, so we can be on guard for it and stay alive. When one is spiritually dead, they will accept sin. This is not a debating thing of trying to determine what exactly a sin is or is not. But this is one where you go from loving others to just not caring. You don't care if someone sins or not. And this is something that actually has long-term effects on people, because sins are not just actions we commit, but also have a lasting effects on the individual. I mean, if we don't care about our spiritual lives and faith, there's going to be consequences to it. We know that from Scripture, in this world and in the life to come. And we need to remember that, because all churches, all the faithful should be alive spiritually. And as we come out of the pandemic lockdowns, as we try to get back into church, trying to be the church again, we have to make sure we're fully living up to our faith. In the words of Christ transmitted by John, wake up. So that's our recap for this week. A reminder that we do worship at East Salem at 8:45 and Otterbein at 10:15. We live stream that East Salem service at 8:45, and it stays thereafter if you want to rewatch the whole service. But until next Sunday, I'm Pastor Dave, and I hope to truly see you in the pews.